Okay, hello. Thank you so much for meeting with me. So this is Bloi. Is that how you say it?
Bloi, yeah.
And your name is Nuria?
Yes.
And you're the owner and founder
Yes,
of
exactly.
this brand. How long have you been going?
2 years ago.
Oh,
we
okay.
started.
And how did it begin, your brand?
I began because at the beginning I was a freelance designer, and then I started design for different brands. And once I said, okay, I really want to do something mine with my values, with something that I can feel okay that the production is made here in Barcelona or in Europe, and with my designs, with the ecological fabrics. And then I decided, okay, I start my project because it's very difficult to find a company nowadays that you can design with these values.
Yeah. So these are your designs.
Yes.
And I'm looking at them here at the Ethical Fashion Show in Berlin, and you're exhibiting here on stand F48, isn't it? And I really like the designs. They're very feminine.
Yes.
And some of them are quite colourful, and some of them are a little bit sort of understated in colour. So it's quite a varied look, I find, that, you know, you've got sort of very fun-loving colour and also some very sort of calm colours.
I'll try to do basic colours or something that you can wear with everything. Yeah, you can combine with a lot of different styles. Like a more functional clothes. I like the clothes that you can wear in different years. Not it's like fashion and very trendy. It's like
so
for the
classic.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, who would you say are your sort of consumers? What do you have a customer profile in mind when you're designing?
Yes, I have a profile of consumer. It's more like they have a kind of a style of life, done more than one age, woman between 30 to 50. It's more like a very big range. It's open to 20, maybe 70 years old, but they have the same style of life. They are worried about bio things, organic food, or health style life, and they are starting getting worried about what they wear. And they want to find clothes that it's produced in fair production and without chemicals and all these things.
So really your customer profile is an ethical consumer, somebody who's already looking for fashion that's done in a sustainable way.
Exactly.
And how do you, I know that this is quite a small market, I think. And we do, as I said earlier, we do market research into the ethical fashion industry, and we interview consumers in Great Britain. And what we're seeing in our research is that there is a demand that's growing for ethical fashion, but there's a real lack of awareness of the brands out there and the issues and, you know, the credibility of some brands. How do you find that you're sort of, is it a bit of a struggle for you in kind of connecting with customers, or do you find that you have people just searching for you and finding you?
There are both. There are people who really search this kind of products, but there are a very few people who has this characteristic, who really search and investigate in internet new brands with these characteristics. But when there are you find clients that they just come for your design and you explain all the values of these garments, they get very interested and they are happy that buy a product that they like the design but also has a good values. And it's a way that through the design you can get more clients in this world.
Right. So your designs are drawing people into sustainability because they come like your design and then you share your values with them and they are inspired.
Exactly. And then talk about that to their friends or to their family, that look, this dress, it has all these values. It's like something new and like a plus that they can explain to somebody.
So do you sell through various agents and stockists? Or do you have a website as well?
I have a website, and we have our own shop in Barcelona, and then we sell to multi-brand stores. But for ourselves, we don't have agents.
You don't have it. So that's quite an impressive setup, considering you've been around just for 2 years. That's quite a good setup, I think, that you've got a shop as well. So what would you say is sort of your current biggest sort of challenge? You know, you've made a lot of progress, but what is it that you're finding that you need more help with? Or
my challenge now is increase the market, because I think that, for example, in Spain is a very reduced market, because the people with ecological things are okay, they understand it, but they think that maybe are more expensive than the Zara things or Inditex garments. But we want to get into the north of Europe market, for the reason we are here in Berlin today, because I think that the north of Europe are more the market that value more these things, no?
The ethical stance,
exactly. Because through our website, we have a lot of clients from Sweden, from Denmark, from Germany, that they already buy our clothes. For the reason we want to search shops here in Berlin or in Germany that they'll sell our clothes.
And what is the obstacle, do you think, for you in growing your market? What are the current obstacles, the current barriers?
That sometimes it's like I'm a very small brand. It's the budget, to do things that would like to do that thing. Okay, but my budget is small. Then I have to decide very well which is the next step to do, because I have to spend a few money in this project, and then it has to have incomings in a very long term. And for the reason I have to decide very good the next step to do.
Be very strategic.
Exactly. That's
think
the
ahead.
word.
So you are.
Maybe the big brands have a lot of I don't know, economic possibilities to do different strategies, and it's like put a lot of marketing things and a lot of fair shows and trade shows, and they are in a lot of places. And I have to think very well which one I have to choose.
You invest in, yes. And so, for somebody who is looking for ethical fashion, you have various accreditations, I think. What accreditations do you have to sort of as evidence of your ethics?
The first accreditation we have is the GOTS, GOTS. That certificate is ecological. Our fabrics are ecological, but also for fair trade. This certification say to you that the farmers are well paid, the people who works in the industry has a very good conditions of work, and all the cotton is made without chemicals, and the dyeing it's not toxic.
So really a GOTS accreditation is probably one of the best you can get. The only thing, does it also cover labor laws, in terms of manufacturing the products? How the workers are treated. I don't think GOTS covers that, does it? Or?
Yes, I think so. I don't know if I understand your question.
So in the way that, you actually produce the garment, it's produced in a factory. So does the GOTS accreditation also guarantee that the workers are treated fairly and according to international labour laws?
Exactly.
They do,
For this reason, a lot of clients in Sweden, they ask for that accreditation.
Yeah.
They ask for GOTS accreditation. If you have an Ecotex or something like that, they prefer GOTS.
Right.
They
Because
buy,
that's more.
exactly. It's more
respected.
strict.
It's stricter. Yeah. And do you actually have that GOTS label in your garments?
All in the garments, it's the fabric who has the accreditation. It's the fabric. I don't know.
But do you have the actual label attached to any of the garments? You don't.
No.
Why is that?
Because we say in our logo, and the people doesn't understand a lot. For example, if you come to our shop, we have the accreditation in a frame. but not every garment has the accreditation. It's true.
Right. Because the reason I asked that question is that this is the response that we're getting from the consumers. That
because sometimes I think it's very difficult because every season to get for a garment one accreditation, because it's not like a car or electric machine or something like that you produce and it's in the market 10 years. Maybe that garment is just 6 months because the next 6 months is another collection. And you can have for every design an accreditation. For the reason in fashion it's the fabric. Who has
I understand. It's the fabric. But what I mean is like on the actual garment, often you can have just a label to say that it's GOTS.
It's GOTS. Yes, well, it's true. No, we have the hanger. Say it's certified, but we don't say which one. Certified organic cotton.
The reason I ask that is because what we're seeing in the consumer market is that there is a real lack of understanding and awareness of, what is actually ethical fashion, what is sustainable fashion, and why should we trust you? Where's the evidence of, you're doing it correctly? If I want to go and do my research, you're saying it's certified organic fabrics, but how do I know that? So there's different types of consumer. There are some consumers who are willing to do their own research and they spend a lot of time investigating for themselves, but there are other people who want to be convinced and they are open to it, so that's really interesting.
I always thought that it would be very interesting that some organization puts like stars, like this garment or this brand has it's ethical and that is sustainable, that is recycled, and like for every attribute, you can put a star or something. That brand has 5 stars or like. But I think it's very difficult to every brand do it for themselves. Because every brand we would do it like for free, but if somebody make a language, and just one way to understand, But I think it's very difficult, but it will be very, very good for the consumer. Like
and I think
standard way to understand.
I think that is what's missing. And I think GOTS is coming quite close. Because people who've done their research, they know what GOTS stands for, but sometimes it's connecting the dots, the fact that you are accredited, but letting the consumer know with the same kind of GOTS symbol, logo, would be very helpful to them, I think.
It would be very helpful. And even just if they give us something like this, the composition label. It would be
like 100%, or is it 95% organic cotton?
For example, we write here it's 100%, but if they gave us the little logo, we can add in the something.
I think you can get that. I think you can ask them for that. Because on their website there is instruction about how to use.
I have to check it then.
Yes, because it's a shame that you go to all this trouble of getting the accreditation, and it's the financial investment. You're paying money and time, and then you can also reap the benefits from it more than just as you are doing right now, by just showing the GOTS label everywhere you can, on your website, in your shop floor, on the actual garments, even on if you have a YouTube channel, just marketing that.
Yeah, that's true.
Because your product will sell itself in the sense that it looks good, and it's people want to buy it for what it looks like, but also then they get this full-on information.
That's true.
That would definitely be useful, I think. So what we're doing here is, as I mentioned earlier, we're basically wanting to collaborate with other brands, with some brands here, and create some kind of a marketing campaign, because we're seeing from our research that actually it is the lack of awareness and the lack of sort of understanding of what is sustainable, and lack of awareness of the actual brands, that is actually quite a bit of a setback for small brands and for the market to grow, for the ethical fashion market to grow. Would you be interested in taking part in a campaign like that if you were to organise it?
Yeah, it could be interesting.
It would be like a business service.
Yeah.
So it would be like we would perhaps design a marketing strategy for a whole month, and we would perhaps get the whole of the team, maybe like 100 brands, to work together. Say, for example, we have 10 or 20 GOTS labels wanting to promote GOTS, the fact that they're GOTS. So rather than just one label promoting that themselves, you're promoting it together with others.
That could be very interesting.
So I think that's because when you have such small brands, it's kind of like collaborating together. That's going to give you the volume of following and recognition. So that's one of the kind of products that we are looking to invest in. I mean, if something like this was available, what would you think you would we would consider paying for that kind of a service?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, it would be something like working on social media marketing. So it'll be sort of receiving some marketing material to use on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and also collaborating in terms of the content. Maybe we would create a YouTube video that you could actually upload on your website, and other brands would also upload on their website.
To me, it's very difficult to say a price for this kind of things because are very abstract. I don't know. I always, how I am a small brand, I don't have all these kind of things, or these marketing things. I always pay like marketing things, but like for incoming. For saying, if you sell me that, you have a 10% of the selling, or something like that. But to say a price for all this strategy, and it's difficult to me because I have never done it before, and I cannot compare with anything.
So it's basically difficult, but would you be interested in pursuing it? Thinking about it?
And
see how that goes. Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for your interview. That was really, really interesting. So we'll call it the end of our interview now, but thank you very much.
Thank you to you.